so much stigma attached to femininity or being feminine.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, then hey, my name is Natasha. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. Alright, so I just wanted to talk more about femininity, my journey, the stigma attached with the term feminine energy, femininity, and you know, that spectrum of things. My journey of womanhood and growth and femininity and just becoming. That's it, becoming. I think I started this journey probably about 2.5 years ago. When I think about it, about 2.5 years ago, I really started to think about myself and trying to improve myself and understand myself. And I think it wasn't until about last year I went through, well, it wasn't last year, but the year before that, I had broken up out of a relationship that I thought this relationship was my be all end all. But unfortunately that relationship ended. At the time, I didn't realize that the type of person I was the type of person who, when I get into a relationship, I give so much. I put aside my dreams and my goals, and it's not because of the other person or anything. I just think that the type of person I am in general, when I get into a relationship, I somewhat lose myself. And then all of a sudden I was single and I'm out here and I'm trying to figure out life, and I was already on this journey of trying to understand myself. So last year I really started this journey, and I just started to be more mindful of the way I was, the way people receive me, mindful of my life. You know, who do I want to be? What type of woman do I want to be? How do I want to impact this world? What do I want to do? I looked at my notes and I looked at my goals and what were the goals that I had written previously and I didn't achieve them. And I thought about, how am I going to achieve these goals? How am I going to now start just not being afraid and doing these things? I had been on this journey of growth and self-development for a while, but I didn't fully know what it was. I didn't have a name for it. I didn't really know how to, you know, describe it. I just know that I've always been someone who was girly. I've always been, pink is my favorite color. My room is blush pink. But not just about loving pink, but I've always been a girly girl type of person. I've always been the type of girl who wanted marriage and kids, and the type of person who is a giver. I'm a Cancer, so I'm a very caring person. I'm very emotive, and that's just how I've always been. But I had bad traits as well, and I had bad habits, and I didn't really know what they were. I really just changed my mindset. I changed my mindset from a mindset of, oh my gosh, nothing's working out, or oh my gosh, this just happened to me. And I just started to think about what I want to do and how I want to be. And another thing that came with my whole femininity journey was self-care. I started to think about my self-care more. I started to take pride more in my self-care and my grooming. I think recently there's been a rise in women talking about this, and men as well. MJ Harris is like my favorite, but there's just been a rise of women talking about femininity, leveling up, feminine energy. And I realized after, you know, watching all these videos, there were times I was operating from a masculine energy because I was afraid to operate from my feminine energy, because I've always been told, oh, you look so bougie, oh, you like nice things, da 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 da. So when people would throw those at me, I felt like I had to, you know, go against it. But then I just had to learn that it's not a bad thing that I have standards or I think a certain way. And I was always afraid to talk about the way I think, the way I feel. You know, a lot of people, the naysayers, really got to me. And I encourage you, whilst this pandemic is happening, you're in lockdown and you have so much time for yourself, think about that. Think about the person you're trying to be, sis. Think about the person you're trying to become. Who are you? Who do you want to be? How do you want the world world to receive you. I think the reason why I was running away from my feminine energy, and the reason why I didn't know how to categorize the type of person I wanted to be, was because there's so much stigma attached to femininity or being feminine. I mean, growing up, there was hardly any representation of women of color, black women, brown women in the media. Like back in, before Instagram, before all of that, in magazines, I didn't see women, like feminine women, being represented who looked like me. I didn't see, you know, these women on the TV shows, like, you know, these housewife shows that might have run back then, or any of these shows. I never saw those women at all. I saw different types of women. So I never really thought that that was attainable, because I didn't grow up with my mom teaching me that as well. My mom is a very education, you know, I got to do what I need to do to get things done, and she had to take on a lot of burden. I come from a single parent household, and when you do come from a single parent household, that parent is playing both the father and mother. So as a child, you kind of are stuck in the middle, and if you don't have a mother who actively teaches you these things, your mother is probably a go-getter, your mother is probably someone who's strong-willed and, you know, a boss. Again, when we think about representation or femininity, you think, what's the woman that comes to your mind right now? Think about someone who is feminine right now. And I mean, now with social media and stuff, you might think of someone who looks like you, but back in the day, if you was to think about femininity or feminine energy or class or elegance, you probably would think of a Caucasian person. You probably think words such as a bougie, you know, high maintenance, expensive, only likes the finer things, only dates affluent men and men with wealth. You think of generational wealth, you think of people that come from that type of background, you think of women who walk a certain way, talk a certain way, and a lot of times you think these women are ignorant, or they're stuck up, or they think they're better than everyone else, because their aura, what they emit is just that class and elegance. And we interpret it, or you would have interpreted it as, you know, that person, who's she? Like, who does she think she is? Oh, she's so bougie. Okay, she's elegant. Okay, she's very feminine. You think femininity has to do with pink and being girly and all of those stuff, and I don't feel like it is. I feel like femininity is an energy, it's a way of being, and anyone can achieve it. You don't have to be the richest or rich person. You don't have to have $1 million in your bank account. You don't have to be married to a man who's a multi-millionaire or a CEO. You can decide to walk in your feminine energy now. You can decide to level up now. You can decide to take the steps you need to take to be the person you want to be right now. Also, something that you think about is that these women are spineless. They're housewives. They just stay at home and, you know, go shopping and drink afternoon tea, and, you know, they're seen but not heard. They look beautiful and they look elegant, but they're not heard. They're just there in the background. Someone's arm candy, a trophy wife. Those are kind of the words and the imagery that comes to mind when you think about femininity, or you think about elegance, or you think about a woman. And I really had to learn that that is not what it is, because I'm on this feminine journey. And am I married to a millionaire? No. Do I have a multi-million dollar in my account or multi-million dollar business? No, I don't. But does that mean I'm not a feminine woman? I think that femininity and being feminine is a power within itself. And anyone can exude this, anyone can radiate this, anyone can channel this energy. If this is what you decide that you want to do, I mean, this isn't for everyone. And let me make this clear now, that this video is not for everyone. Not everyone will agree. Some people will be like, or no, that's not me, or you're weak, or you're this, you're that. People always want to have something to say regardless. People are going to have something to say. It's really encouraged me to think about, like I said earlier, think about what I want and who I want to be. And what I want to do is I want to empower other women, because I have gone through things and I have had to learn the hard way. I have had to go through ups and downs and bumps in the road and bad relationships and toxic friendships and losing myself and not taking pride in my self-care. Like, I mean, I used to just up and go out the house. I never used to even think about making myself look good in the house. You know that old raggedy shirt that you have, you just like, this is my house shirt. I never used to take pride in even what in the house. I cared about my space because I've always cared about my space, but there were so many things that I just didn't really think about. And at some point in your life, you have to start thinking about who you want to be. What do you want to do? How do you want the world to receive you? I feel like God has put something within all of us. He has put something in all of us, and He will show you what that is. But are you going to decide to walk into that greatness? Are you going to decide to do the things that God has put in your heart? I just want us all to level up, because I've changed so many things about myself, from my clothes, my fashion. I had to revamp my whole wardrobe, the way I do my everyday makeup, or even just waking up and making sure that I wake up, my bed is spread. I always spread my bed every morning. And that was something I always did anyway, but something I started to do was, you know, do my makeup sometimes and just having my makeup on in the house. If I was gonna go out to the supermarket, making sure that I look good, not just dragging on anything. That's what I would do, just drag on my Uggs, drag on some jogging bottoms, some raggedy shirt and go. But how do you want the world to receive you at all times? Even at the times where you're just going to the supermarket, even when you're just going to the markets, how do you want people to receive you? And these are things that I really started to think about. My space, my home. I made sure that my home looks how I want it to. It feels how I want it to. My room is my sanctuary. And these are all things that I want to talk about way more in depth on this YouTube page and everything. But I want you guys to remember that femininity isn't about all the other things that I said, or the negative things, or people will have you to believe that it's about that. It's not about that. Feminine women are strong women. We are tenacious women. We go after what we want. If you want to start a business, you start that business. If you want to learn something, you learn that. Even if you aspire to just stay home and take care of the family, that is an important job. That is an important thing to do, to look after your family. So whatever it is that you want to do, I don't want you to feel afraid like I did how many years ago about embracing who I am and embracing my feminine energy and my feminine journey. I want you to come along with me. I want you to join me on this journey, because I've learned so much along the way, and I have done I would say 360, because my life was already a certain type of way and I've always been a certain type of way, but I didn't embrace it before. But now I just want to share my thoughts with you guys. I want to be more open and just talk about things. I'm always afraid to talk. I'm afraid to just be. And this year is the year of manifesting. This is the year of growth, and this is the year of walking in faith and doing the things you want to do. So if this is something that inspires you and you are also on this walk, you are also on this journey, or you just need someone to empower you and encourage you, then make sure you hit that subscription button down below. We are on the journey to hitting 10k subscribers. So become a part of the Tash family and let's grow together. Let's grow into tenacious young women. So that kind of summarizes this video. I just really wanted to touch base on what femininity was, because I feel like there's so much negative connotations about it. I feel like there's so much negative things, or it's misconstrued, or people have this belief that it's about this or it's about that, and I just want to say that it's not. I just wanted to come on here and just have a little chat with you guys. But onto my next video, I will see you guys then. So take care, be safe, and until then, bye.